Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of Subscriber Replays. Let's look at that delayed battle timer. And there we go. We have Pyro in an E3. I'm not gonna pronounce your whole name because I'm probably just gonna say it's the wrong way. So, sorry for not saying your whole name, but Pyro it is. And in a T-54 we have Marip. BC. I'm just gonna call you Marip. And yeah, well, he is in a medium tank, and we have Pyro in the E3. And first up, we're going to be with this platoon of T-54s as they're going north on the new and improved Arctic region. Haven't really covered this new edition of the map, but it has been changed to a great degree. You can be in the middle now, as we already see a bat chat down there on the minimap. But to the action, a T-71 decides that he's going to go to this corner and sit, but nope. Two T-54s decides that that's not gonna happen. And, well, he should have turned and just run away. I don't know why he stopped there. I really have no idea, but whatever. What is Pyro doing? Oh, he's still trying to get to the battle. Okay, well, we'll be with him in a little while as he finally gets to his targets. In the meanwhile, we're going to look at Marip. And this is again a enemy side versus enemy side. Ace versus ace, which is the best kind of ace versus ace that you can see. There have been like platoon mates versus platoon mates. I have a lot of those actually, but I've been saving up to get one of these because I think they're a lot more special, and yeah, I think that's what you guys want to see. Unfortunately, these guys are not going to meet each other because, well, Pyro, as we are on now, finally getting to the battle, is going to take on a T-50. That's not a T-54, that's a T-34, Christian. The other T-54s are up in the north. Oh yeah, sorry. Well, Pyro takes out the T-34, and then he sees a Jagdtiger, and the Jagdtiger can't really penetrate there. He bounces at least. I bounce on that cupola as well. And back to the hull down battle versus hull down. That's never a good fight. You should never keep fighting in like hull down versus hull down. The Jagdtiger is taken up by Pyro, and he is going to be the pushing force up here, as there is an IS-7, a T-34, and an E-100 up here. But as he's going forward, he is going to give his teammates the courage to also move forward. And right now, Marip and his teammate aren't doing much. They're doing the hull down battle, and they're shooting at a couple of enemies hiding, and they're just not dealing damage. So we're gonna stick with Pyro for a bunch of shells here, as he's actually the only one dealing damage to this E-100, and he's going back and forward, as we can see here, and then he's tracked, so he's not going back and forward anymore, but he has great repair speed. I'm pretty sure that he has a lot of crew skills on this tank, and he's going back and forward to minimize the penetration, like the likelihood of them hitting the weak spot straight on, because if they hit it just a little bit off, it's not going to penetrate, as me and Circonflexes have experienced many times. The E3 is like the bane of our existence. It's so annoying when you meet it. It's like, okay, Bounce City, here we go. You see him going back and forward, now side to side. Just to minimize this, the IS-7 is going to take one shot from Pyro, and then we're going to switch to Marip, as the IS-7 is going to be taken out by the IS-3, and that's actually going to be that for quite some time. There's no more enemies right around the corner. They're going to get shot in the face and die pretty fast, and Pyro isn't going to do anything to them. So we're going to switch to him when stuff starts to happen. And as we can see here, the situation up here hasn't really advanced much. He's going to penetrate and set the E-75 on fire there. And the E-75 doesn't have a fire kit. Why don't you have a fire kit? Always bring a fire kit. If you have a tier 9, you can afford fire kits. So bring them. For the love of God, bring them. Bounces a premium shell there on the bottom plate, unfortunately, but he was kind of angled, like his rear was in the air. That means that the lower plate is more sloped suddenly, more angled, and it's going to be tougher to penetrate it. But he penetrates there. Must have driven a little bit forward, but no matter. Gets penetrated there. And we're going to switch back to Pyro, as nothing is going to happen here for some time again, while we see an IS-3 take a dive and think that this is a much better position than he had up there, as a T-54 was coming up there, and he's going to take a shot straight in the face from Pyro. That's a lot of damage, even though it's been lowered to 750 a few patches ago. Gonna jump up to Marip as he is pushing once more. Doesn't really have the gun depression to do anything special and gets tracked by the Conqueror. Bounces the E75 and moves backwards. Wise decision. He bounces a premium shell from the E75. E75 doesn't need premium shells to penetrate the T-54 though. None at all. And even bounced it. So we see here, we're going to check back with Pyro as he is going to catch a Batchat down here. Well, he's not going to catch it, but he does see it, and he's like, nah, it's just going to run away. He's running away. I'm just going to stop here and roll backwards. He's not going to turn, because the Batchat could be clever and then come back once he disappeared and take him on one-on-one. With a full clip, he could kill him. So, Pyro decides not to do that and calls for help. And now decides to turn around, and we're going to switch back to Marip as he's going to shoot a lever prototype A as he's run away. And we're going to switch back again to Pyro as he takes out the IS-3 there. And then again, nothing's going to happen here. And we're going to switch back to Marip as he's going to shoot at a E75 sitting there. And then he sees the Conqueror's butt, penetrates it. The Conqueror's going to run into safety and hide, get shot in the side, and he's going to get shot in the side again and tracked. Going to use his repair kit, and then he disappears. It's a pretty good camo there, and he's going to get one more shot in the back. 2 shots in the back there. That's a very stupid Conqueror there. He's running away from his E75 buddy to do what? I don't really know, because the Batchat, as we can see on the minimap, which is on what we call Marip's team, isn't really, I don't know why is the Conqueror going back? As we can see here, there is no threats besides the Conqueror and the E75 down there, so I don't really see why he... Well, he does kill the Batchat, because it's very low HP now. So, okay, all my speculations were wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't think the Batchat would be so stupid as to try and actually go around and shoot them in the rear, but the Conqueror caught wind of it. And then we see something you shouldn't do. Shoot straight at the turret of an E75, and then we see something that you shouldn't do either, and that's shoot HE at an E3. We're going to switch here, just because 2 things are going to happen. We're going to see here, Marip is going to run around here, shoot him in the butt, his teammate is going to kill him, then we're going to switch back to Pyro, reverse time a little bit, because at the same time this happens, he's going to shoot the E75, bam, and then we're going to stay on Marip until he kills the E75, as E75 cannot reload fast enough to kill Pyro. And bam. Dead. Well, that's a Top Gun, so that's very nice. At least. But Marip and his teammate knows that they are no match against a Conqueror, an E3, and a T-34. They can be penetrated by all of them. And his teammate is very low on HP. The Conqueror is right there. Bam! Killed. And then it's all about capping. And The enemy has 2 slow tanks on their team, and as we can see here, they are trying to get to the cap zone. But with 2 cappers already, it's pretty lost there. Object 430 calls them idiots, but Pyro has done quite a lot of damage, as you'll see here on the scoreboards, and that's a GG, and that's Ace Tanker for Merip and for Pyro. So let's take a look at the score as we see the capture points going up to 100, and bam, GG, good game, and that's all she wrote. And as we can see here, Ace Tanker, as promised, with a 1300 game almost, and close to 10,000 damage in a non-tier 10 only game. That's pretty damn decent, very decent. And Ace Tanker on the T-54 with 2060 XP and 5,000 damage, also very, very decent. Way beyond twice the amount of damage you do by average. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.